If you think that you can't be elegant because you don't have the latest handbag or you don't love cable knit sweaters and pearls, then pour yourself a cup of tea and let's have a chat. Hi, I'm Molly and welcome back to my channel. And this is Winston. Today we are talking about all things elegance and specifically the 7 traits of elegance. And here's the best part. These things do not take money. You don't need to go out and buy the latest handbag to be elegant. You don't need to have been born in a certain social class or raised a certain way. And you can practice and improve and implement all of these traits anytime you would like. So let's dive in to the 7 traits of elegance. But before I dive into the 7 traits of elegance, let me give a little bit of backstory on myself so you can understand how these things are not what you might think. When I was a young girl, I dreamed of being a princess. I mean, what little girl doesn't dream of being a princess? But as I grew older, I learned that being a princess was not, dressing in pink ball gowns and going to balls and all of those things that you think as a young little girl. That being a princess was really about showing kindness and consideration, not only for others, but also for yourself, and the way that you carry yourself, the way that you help lift others up. That is truly what it means to be a princess. So with that said, elegance has nothing to do with the old money aesthetic that is super popular on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, all of those things. And while I personally love that aesthetic and that style, it doesn't mean that if you don't, that you are not elegant. In fact, some of the styles that they portray as elegant and old money are a bit more of a cosplay, or as I like to say, they're performing elegance, and that is very different. But these 7 traits that I'm about to dive into are truly what it means to be elegant. I think if you have these 7 traits, or if you practice them and implement them in your life, then you will instantly be elegant regardless of your personal style. Now, I will probably do a video more on elegant style. There are styles that are more elegant, but you can also be very elegant in your behaviors and your demeanor, decorum, and deportment, all of that. So with that said, let's dive into the very first trait of elegance. So the first trait of elegance is intentionality. This means that there is an intention behind everything that you are doing, whether it is the outfit that you choose in the morning, the way that you walk into a room, the way you sip your coffee or tea, and even the way that you place your handbag on a chair. There is an intentionality behind it all. Elegant women and men have this, and it is flawless and seamless. But when you're first starting out, that intentionality can feel a little bit more difficult. You have to take a little extra time to think about it a little bit more until that practice becomes habit. The second trait of elegance is emotional composure. Now, this doesn't mean that elegant women never get upset, that they never get frustrated or angry, but it does mean that they have composure with their emotions, that they take the time to breathe through a moment when things are not going exactly how you would like, to express themselves in a way that is poised and calm, and that even when they are frustrated with something, they do not go off, they do not get too angry or overly flustered, especially in public. That emotional composure is such a beautiful thing, but it does also take practice. And you'll notice with all of these traits, everything is going to take practice, especially if there are ones that are a little bit more difficult for you. And I find emotional composure can be quite difficult for people, especially in those heated moments, right? It's easy for us to be composed when we are happy and everything is light and going perfectly well. But when we are challenged with those moments that are frustrating or things are not going well, especially if they snowball a bit and it's one thing after another, being able to remain calm, to express yourself in a way that is poised is going to be key. Now, on to the next trait of elegance, which is a bit related to the previous one, and one I get asked about a lot, which is elegant communication. I often am asked for tips and tricks on navigating small talk. People find that they can feel a bit nervous and find they don't communicate their thoughts very on to our next trait of elegance, which is elegant communication. And this one is a topic that I get asked about a lot. How can I navigate conversations in a more elegant and eloquent way? And practicing elegant communication is going to be key to navigating those situations with confidence and ease. Elegant women and men are able to communicate their thoughts in a way that feels calm and poised and intelligent. They're able to also navigate those situations where they are using nonverbal communication, so good eye contact, listening, and they are also able to ask very elegant and interesting questions. They are able to get others to start communicating better and have that flow of communication just going, that their conversations just flow in a natural way where there aren't awkward pauses. And if they are, they're able to sit in that awkward pause with confidence. On to trait number 4, which is one I find a lot of individuals overlook, especially on their leveling up or elegance journey, and that is social awareness. Truly refined women are able to adjust their tone and timing according to the environments that they are in. They know when to speak, when to listen, and they know how to lift others up and make others feel seen and heard. It's this calm ability to make others around them feel comfortable in a way that feels authentic to who they are, feels grounded in who they are, but still helps others feel confident as well and helps them shine. On to our 5th trait of elegance, which is the one that most individuals think of when they think of elegant women, which is consistent presentation. Okay, you might not think of consistent presentation as elegance, but you think of the style, the grooming, the way that an elegant woman carries herself. Consistent presentation is a way of thinking about that in a way that it all tells the same story. Your outfit, your grooming, your posture, your voice, all of those things consistently every single day tell the world that I take pride in who I am as an elegant woman, and I present myself not only to myself but to the world in that way. And it is that way all of the time. Does that mean that you need to be in full glam every day? No, I'm not in full glam every single day. I have moments where I need to wear athletic wear to run errands, or I am just sitting around writing and creating content and editing and all those things, and I wear a sweater and leggings. So it's not about always being in that full glam, but still presenting yourself to the world in a way that is telling them who you are, that elegant woman, and being a little bit more polished, being a little bit more fancy maybe than wearing your sloppy clothing. So having that consistent personal brand, even that consistent presentation of your hair is done, have a little bit of makeup on that just makes you feel a little polished, you are consistently holding good posture, and your voice and tone is consistent as well. On to trait number 6, and this one I find a lot of women struggle with in the beginning of their elegance journey, especially if they are entering high society or more elevated spaces for the first time in their lives, or areas where they didn't grow up in those spaces. And that is quiet confidence. Elegant women and men don't feel the need to prove themselves to the world or to the rooms that they are in. They are just quietly confident in who they are, what they believe, what they value, and where they are going. They have this inner confidence that speaks volumes without having to be loud, brash, and in your face. The final trait of elegance, and I may have lied before when I said one was more important than the others, because I actually think that this one is the most important, and that is refinement in practice. It is important to remember that elegant women are made, not born. No one wakes up knowing which fork to use or the correct way to curtsy and enter a ballroom, or what they should be wearing to a black tie event. They learn these things. Elegant women are constantly going about learning and improving, and they are curious about the world around them. They learn it, they seek it out, and they make those skills second nature so that they can move throughout the world with confidence and ease. So there you have it, these 7 traits of elegance. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed having these conversations with you, and I would love to know, if you are on an etiquette or elegance journey, what of these 7 traits did you find you resonated the most with, and which one are you trying to focus on the most right now? Let me know in the comments below. And if you are new here with our tea time chats, I always love to know what type of tea you are drinking. And I can't wait to be back here with you again soon. So again, let me know which one of these 7 traits you are focusing on right now. If there are things that you would love for me to explore more, to talk about more in my YouTube videos, also let me know. I love creating this content for you. We're building it together. And I am so grateful for having you here and watching my lovely little YouTube channel. And I can't wait to be back here again with you. I will talk to you later. Have an amazing rest of your week.